Hello there, good afternoon and welcome to Joy News today. I am Gifty Andor Apia. Coming up, 6 persons confirmed dead in a fatal accident on the Ojanoma mountains at Cuatibi in the eastern region. Also 3 persons dead, leaving not less than 40 others trapped after a galamsey pit caved in on illegal miners in the central region town of Burmese in the Upper Dentra West municipality. We have the latest as rescue operation is underway to save survivors. Coming up later on in politics, a group calling itself Smaller Parties warn no amount of intimidation will, according to them, deter them from contributing to the proposed electoral reforms. We'll also have business, sports, world news and showbiz. Do stay with us for the details. Welcome back and look at the details now. A 3-year-old boy is among 6 persons who have been confirmed dead in a fatal accident on the Ojanoma mountains at Cuatibi in the eastern region. 1 person is said to be in critical condition at the Cuatibi government hospital. The accident, which occurred on Tuesday afternoon, involved a Hyundai truck with registration number GW 563819. The vehicle was said to have developed a brake fault which descended from the mountain from Cuatibi at Nkoko. According to the Nkoko Divisional MTTD Commander Foster Asante, all the deceased have been identified. He's joining us live with some updates now. DSP Asante, thank you very much for your time. It looks like we've lost DSP Asante there. He's a divisional MTTD boss and he will help us with the identification of the persons involved in this particular accident. If you're just tuning in, this is an accident happened on Kweu today involving 6 persons, including a 3-year-old boy. And we're trying to get in touch with the MTTD authorities in the region to give us an update of the incident at the moment. What has become of the other about 40 passengers who were told have also been injured, apart from the 3-year-old who has died along with 5 other people. I have DSP Asante on the line now. Let's get that update right now. DSP, thank you. Good afternoon. What is the latest on this accident? What's happening right now?
Okay, thank you for your time. And good afternoon to your listeners. So far, we are able to trace families of the unidentified dead body. The woman
families...
and hello.
Yes, please. Can you say what you said again?
I'm saying that we are able to trace families of the unidentified dead people who are at the morgue. We are able to trace their family members who have come forward to identify them at the morgue. Currently, the woman and her child, we had families from Nkoko who came to identify them. So we're in the process of going through the legal issue by going to the court to have the post-mortem documents, coroner's form endorsed by the magistrate so that we can get to the hospital for the post-mortem examination to be conducted on them. The remaining 4 people to have been identified by a family member who came from Kwame Chenko in a Hafano South in Ashanti region. He came to identify them as coming from one family who came to a funeral at the same area at the riverbank and who were also involved in an accident. So far, all the bodies have been identified by family members.
That's the 40 people who were injured. For the 6 people, including this 3-year-old boy, have they also been have their bodies been claimed?
No, I am saying that initially what I said was that those who were injured,
yes,
they were part of the initial people who were coming with their families from the funeral. So for them, they were identified early in the day, that was yesterday.
Okay.
By the very families who were coming from the funeral. But the unidentified people were those who the driver took them on the way coming. So they have not been identified by family members who have come forward.
Right. The driver of the vehicle, have you been able to identify the driver of the vehicle And what more does he tell you about what caused this accident? Will he be punished?
No, he said it's he had a big failure. That is his version of the story. It is a testing officer's report that will determine the truth or otherwise of what he's saying. So when he starts from the hospital and his statement is taken, we will then send the vehicle for DVLA examination. Then the outcome of the report will determine whether it was true that that of a big failure or his own negligence that caused the accident at the Ojanoma Mountain.
So as we speak,
far, he is in stable condition together with the 3 people who were admitted yesterday afternoon.
So as we speak, where are you with the investigations?
Now, so far, we are in the process of going to the court. You know, the Muslims, they have been identified, and, you know, they don't keep their bodies longer. So the families are here. We are doing the necessary documentation, the coroner forms. We get to the court for the magistrate to endorse them. We'll head to the hospital for postmortem examination to be conducted on the 2 bodies. That is the woman and her child. Then we will leave it to the family for burial. The rescue, when they come in, we do the same processes and have the postmortem examination before we release the bodies to them for burial.
You indicated that you are doing your own checks to be sure whether or not the version of the driver is actually accurate. How soon will you finish that investigation?
That will be determined by the DVLA's examination report. Right. Because they are experts to determine whether it was a failure on the part of the driver. So they normally tell us whether it is mechanical or it was something from the driver. Okay. If they're able to tell us that the vehicle was in good condition prior to the accident, then obviously it is from the driver's fault or the accident happened as a result of the driver's own negligence. But if there is a problem with the car, the malfunctional aspect, the testing officer's report will indicate all those things for us. And we carry on from there.
DSP Asante, thank you very much for your time. I've been speaking to DSP Foster Asante, who is a divisional MTTD boss for the area. That accident happened in Etibie, in the Etibie area. As he said, the bodies have been claimed and those who were injured have also been identified. Away from that, residents of Ojanoma, where a diesel tanker accident killed 3, wants government to urgently fix warning signals on the road to help deal with recurring accidents. The accident, which caused fire to sweep through the community, destroyed almost half of the settlements there. The residents believe that the markings signaling the long curve will help prevent such accidents in the future. Nanaya Ojima with more in this report.
Scores of people, including those who lost property to the inferno, visited the temporary home of the couple who lost their 2-year-old boy to commiserate. Tears flow in every corner of the home. The boy, Kofiadu, died when the fire swept through the community, including the house in which he slept. His father, Seth Akwesiajiman, recovering from a stroke, had to choose between running for his life and perishing with the child. I am unable to walk. I would have died with the child if I had gone there to pick him.
A
day after the incident, the Shroud's mother, Dinah Esiedu, can only manage a few words. She says, I have gone through struggle to take care of this boy. His father has been ill since the child was born. The burnt diesel tanker is now a center of attraction for all who use the road. Maxwell Frempon is a friend of the deceased tanker driver, Alaji Ahmed, who switched from driving sand carting trucks to tankers. I saw him just before the accident and he waved at me. That was his parting message. The hardest hit family is the Ekwana family, whose 8-bedroom house was totally destroyed. They have all gathered in the home of one of the relatives where they passed the night. Through the benevolence of the relatives, they are among the few privileged who were able to get something to survive on. Abner Jewa, who is family head, says hope is almost lost. I don't have anything. Myself and the family are looking to God. We pray for help, she says. Others who are not fortunate to have families with homes intact had to put up in the classrooms at the Unidentified Basic School. NADMO has since supported the affected families with mattresses, food items, 20 packets of roofing sheets, and an amount of 2,000 cedis to the family of the deceased boy. The community wants road signs installed for safety. It's a field day for teachers here at Ojanoma MA Basic School due to the inferno that swept through the community yesterday. Though the teachers are present, the students refused to come to school. From Ojanoma, for Joy News, Ojanoma reporting.
Ojanoma with that report there. A man, 2 women and a girl believed to be between 10 to 15 years have died after an illegal mining pit caved in on them at Breman, a mining community in the Upper Dentra West District of the Central Region. The sad event happened on Wednesday around 5 a.m. The Upper Dentra West NADMO Director Isaac Jesse confirmed the incident to local media houses. He said the deceased were pulled out and sent to the Dunkwa Onofin government hospital morgue. At least 40 more persons are believed to have been trapped in the pit. Rescue works are underway to save survivors. Here is an eyewitness account.
Unit committee member.
Then I see what my food.
The SC wa had a Torian Champa and SC wa. An ording. Nemum no na miniha. No wasa. Na minya kose. Ibisi na SC wa. Na yɛbɛhwɛ yɛ no so no sabe na asipa nti yɛbɔ da wuro ma mrantie no bɛboae menya emu no yɛnsa
ɛdɛn na esi
amna na ebugu wɔn so amna na ebugu wɔn so
nti bugu nipa bɛyɛ sen so
okay actually menya adwuma wa ha na mini ha no nti no mintimi nkase bia nipa bɛ num ana ensia na emom de me ba ya mbeto ya mlanche ne boa ma yi wo mo de mani emu de miensa na me hu ye
na miensa no ma se na me ma se
e ma no ye mienu e na oba ma ba okay oba ba ko a minimum a oye pen ne de be 25 to 26 and so be 15 years
nesi emlebe na motisisi
okay actually that time there I can't tell because that time I wasn't here. No, I call and I'm young.
It is a nipa ni bi aka wo ma na say etise.
That way no some case met me aka say bi aka mu and I been kam dia. Mintimi nya no. Because that time no na me ni ha. Enti ebe hia sanke ebe nya o ma na o mo ye adwuma wa ha no. O mo nso no e ba asa no. Hu obi a. Enti me met me aka say bi aka mu na say bi kam dia. Mintimi nya no sa.
So the residents essentially are talking about what happened at the time that they had that the cave had the pit had caved in and how they came to try to rescue them. We talked about 3 people, one of them who looks like she's aged between 25 or 26, and the other who is aged between 10 and 15, which is a young girl. But then there are 2 women or 2 females and 1 man. He says that they believe that these people are not from the neighborhood because since there was a ban on illegal or small-scale mining, they have not been mining. They do not know if these people are from there. And they are also saying that they do not know if there are still more people trapped inside the caved-in pits. So far, these were the only people that they were able to bring out of the pit. And we are, plans are far advanced. We are reaching out to the NADMO to get them to respond as well. We'll bring that to you as and when we have it. Now, the constituency chairman of the opposition National Democratic Congress for Etiwa West, one of the hotspots for Galamsey activities, had shut down the government approach to fighting against illegal mining. Johnson Amo says the use of the military to intimidate illegal miners instead of dialoguing with local miners would eventually crush the fight. His concerns came in the wake of the Operation Halt task force striking the area several times and setting fire on excavators and bulldozers belonging to an NPP women's organizer, or the NPP's National Women Organizer. Ohimen Terrier has more.
Etiwa, a hub for illegal mining operations, has had its share as far as the fight against illegal mining is concerned. 3 residents of Cuatibi, the district capital of Etiwa West, were allegedly killed by the Operation Vanguard team in 2017. This development is still fresh in the minds of the people, including NDC constituency chairman Johnson Amo.
When the Operation Vanguard was commissioned in 2017 to fight small-scale mining in Galamsey, Etiwa, we received our share during that time. 3 young men were killed, or they were murdered, apparently without any reason. All their issue was, why have they followed a low bed carrying an excavator machine going to be offloaded in a mining site at Kukusu in Etiwa West constituency and in Etiwa district? Why should they lose their life? They were killed and buried or dumped in a pond. People were alleging that it was the military from the Operation Vanguard. However, nobody was arrested. After some few days, they were buried. Now, their families are helpless. Their wives have become widows. Their children have become fatherless.
Members of the military task force, Operation Halt, has struck thrice on the mining sites of MPP's women's organizer, Kate Jamfua at Paming, Labikrum and Dompim. The team burned excavators, bulldozers, washing machines and other heavy mining equipment. The task force returned to the Paming site on Saturday to burn offices and a power plant left behind in previous operations. Mr. Amo says the approach by government will not yield any positive result if force continues to be used. He wants the lands minister to dialogue with miners at local level.
It means that the Operation Vanguard cannot be watching the site 24/7. In the night, people will go to operate, or people will go there to operate. Who catches them? It is a reality in every mining community. We operate day and night. And when you force me to stop working at the daytime, in the night I will go and find my daily bread in the next day. So we are appealing to the state security agency. And my special appeal goes to the minister, Jinapo. He's a young man. He should modernize the way we are doing things. He should dialogue with the community. He can come down to the various mining community and engage us. And we'll give him some of the refined ideas that can shape the fight, which all of us will be involved in the fight. When we see that it is the state which is fighting, we leave it to them to fight. If they succeed, they have succeeded.
According to Mr. Amon, the use of force by the military has failed to address the Galamsey menace as many operators continue to work in the night.
Some of us felt that the approach was wrong because you cannot use the military and the police to guide the mining site throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the year. And for that matter, there should have been a concerted effort by having a consultative assembly or meeting where the public would dialogue with the state officials. There's no Galamsey in Accra. There's no Galamsey going on in the Kumasi metropolis. You get it in the outskirts of some of the districts within the Ashanti region, but not the Kumasi metropolis. But when you come to the communities where the mining is done, that is where the engagement must start. Then on the border, this time it is a top-down approach. It is not a bottom-up approach. I prefer a bottom-up approach, whereby you take the views of the people who can help you to win the fight.
From Etiwa in the Eastern Region for Joy News, Ohiminteria reporting.
Now, a group calling itself political parties without representation in Parliament says no amount of intimidation and name-calling will deter them from contributing to electoral reforms, especially at the level of Inter-Party Advisory Committee. The opposition NDC at a news conference last week questioned the relevance of smaller political parties in deciding on the proposed electoral reforms announced by the Electoral Commission ahead of the 2024 elections. But addressing the media today, the General Secretary of the National Democratic Party, Mohamed Alhaji Frimpong, said the NDC only seeks to belittle them, but he's saying they are not deterred.
Among many reasons the NDC assigned to its boycott of IPAC, as pronounced by NDC Director of Elections, is the inequitable vote rights at IPAC debate and denigrating other parties outside Parliament. Of course, we have even heard the Mfianfianho party pronouncement by General Mosquito. This contradicts the tendency and attitude of the NDC in the recent past when it rallied support of other parties to advance many objectives of the party. This is numerous, but suffice it to recount a few. The NDC enlisted the support of a coalition called IPRAN in party resistance against new voter register of Ghana, featuring prominently Jatabe's UFP, Odike's UPP, Bernard Mona's PNC, Ayariga's APC, etc. And it is an open secret to all political actors who were involved and participated in several demonstrations throughout Ghana. By extension, we could in future have the absurdity of the same equitable voice by segregation of number of votes of a parliamentary seat. Today, the NDC would call other parties wet, but it forgets that it pools its own archival political parties as part of its voice, namely the EGLE. I don't know whether any of you here has ever heard EGLE or seen EGLE, on the film. And Reform Party, these are sitting on the archives. Not long ago, the venerable Ghana Freedom Party presidential candidate, Madam Cuatibi, acted as the NDC policy oracle and was prominent in the NDC presidential entourage to Senchi Forum, as well as on foreign trips, which the same allied political parties, party leaders, namely Taba, Akwesi Odike, Bernard Mona, and many others. What has changed now for this new position of seeking equity in voting at IPAC demanded by the NDC? In keeping with the sound pluralistic atmosphere, the participation by other political parties outside Parliament has been and continues to be beneficial in nurturing our multi-party participatory democracy. Indeed, any obnoxious impediments to widening the frontiers of participation of the citizenry and other political parties must not be accepted in the era of information technology and demand for national accountability.
Well, the parties made up of the Liberal Party of Ghana, the APC, JCPP, and others say the NDC's condemnation of the smaller parties at IPAC, but its reliance on others for the advancement of their political interests only demonstrates what they're calling double standards and selfishness.
Even though other political parties outside Parliament may be facing dire resource challenges, we have the wealth of ideas, commitment and sincerity that match or even surpasses that of the duopoly in Parliament. Indeed, it is also a known fact that we nurture and fertilize opinions of our citizenry in alternatives from which a duopoly pick a leaf or two. The NDC should not forget that the CPP and to some extent PNC, derived from the PMP, had once formed government and been in Parliament. Their present situation does not diminish their intelligence and policy relevance. And any of the two parties in Parliament now can also go down the way of CPP or even the PMP. NDC alternate reforms The arguments the NDC advanced in its supposed alternate reforms could have been better stated and shared at IPAC and not outside. To consider its boycott of IPAC as temporary and to rejoin at any future date will just be a ploy to attract undeserved public attention, a disappointment and a dereliction of duty to its supporters. A sore loser. The persistent condemnation by NDC of political parties that expressed support for the compilation of the 2020 new voters register at a joint IPAC and eminent advisory committee meeting exposed NDC as a sore loser. At a 2-day workshop in 2015 at Aliza Hotel, political parties purportedly supported the NDC rejection of new voter register under Madam Charlotte Osei. How were the political parties then? It is common knowledge that in a democracy, obsession with desire for power does not translate into an entitlement when all parties must subject themselves to rules and process. Political grandstanding. The saying that if wishes were horses, beggars will ride aptly applies to the NDC in their unrelenting posture of seeing every act in our democratic process as going against them as the largest opposition. It is a dictatorial and seditious attitude to think that the NDC should always have its way. Indeed, the NDC itself has superintended over many of the issues it complains of today.
Members of the small political parties, as they call themselves. Members of the Bono East Regional Branch of Ghana Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists are threatening to join in the strike action taken by laboratory professionals at the Komfo Teaching Hospital over unresolved labor issues. The group says it will officially lay down tools by Thursday if the Health Ministry fails to intervene in order to save the situation. Correspondent Anas Sabit with more in this report.
The Bono East Regional Branch of the Ghana Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists has thrown its weight behind the strike action by the laboratory professionals at the Komfo Teaching Hospital. The group has threatened to join the strike over unresolved labor issues. Moses Kofiole is the regional chairman of the Bono East chapter of the Ghana Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists.
Someone will say this is an issue of CAT. What about Bono East region? Bono East region is concerned because the main aim of the CAT or the doctors, those laboratory physicians, is that they want to manage the labs from the teaching hospital level to the district level. And there is a region, we have district hospitals, we have regional hospitals. If the law, which is now preventing them from practicing, is not implemented and they are allowed to come into the lab to do whatever they want, then what will be the fate of the medical laboratory scientists? We have been trained purposely for that purpose. Every medical laboratory scientist now has what it takes to produce quality and acceptable lab results for the management of patients. Why will it take someone from a different profession to come and boss over me or to come and validate my results before they could be used to treat a patient? This is the issue of concern to us, and we think the law must be implemented to prevent all these issues.
According to him, the regional chapter is poised and will lay down its tools if the situation is not resolved by Thursday.
We are ever ready and our people are poised. We are not interested in threatening anyone. In fact, we care much about the patients. Taking such decisions to go on strike are difficult for us, but the right thing must be done. And we are saying that if the issue is not resolved by tomorrow, when the CAT deadline will end, we are going to join them. So this is an indication. We have started with the red bands today. Tomorrow, we are going to see the outcome. If the law is not enforced, we are going to join them and we'll embark on the strike from tomorrow.
The group therefore appealed to the Health Ministry to intervene in order to save the situation.
We are appealing. At this point, we should not be appealing. But because of the concern we have for our patients, we are appealing to the ministry and the presidency to come in and halt this process. In fact, it is going to cause a lot of damage to the industrial peace we are enjoying in the hospitals.
Our checks at the Techman Aberfi Women and Children's Hospital revealed that members of the group are in red bands, displaying their readiness to join their colleagues at the Confanochi Teaching Hospital if the impasse is not resolved by Thursday. Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Techman.
Some members of the 1996 Bando Senior High School All Student Association say earning the bragging rights as National Science and Maths Quiz winners is very important for them because it has become a yardstick for measuring the performance of schools. They also say it plays a huge role when parents are selecting second cycle institutions for their children. They were full of joy when their alma mater walloped Bato Senior High School and Jolo Senior High School to qualify for the national championship that's scheduled for October this year. Before that, let's see how Mauko girls performed yesterday.
Congratulations to Mauko girls. They've qualified for the national championship, which will be happening in October. Let's speak to the contestants. Let's find. Oh, tears of joy. Wait, what's your name?
Amagaji Barbara.
Okay, why are you crying? You've qualified the national competition in October. Tell me, why are you crying?
I don't know.
Talk to me. How excited are you?
I'm excited. I'm grateful to God for bringing us this far. Our efforts have not been in vain.
Okay.
Yes, that is all I want to say.
Oh. What should we expect in the national competition in October?
The best from us.
The best?
Yes.
Oh, stop crying. Congratulations, yeah?
Thank you very much.
You're the second contestant? Okay, yeah. What's your name?
Ahotu Precious.
Okay, tell me, what does it feel like to beat the schools here and then qualify?
It feels very great, and if it hasn't been for the Lord, we wouldn't have gotten this far.
Okay.
I'm very grateful to God and to Prime Times for bringing us here to also show our talent to the world.
Yes.
Okay. What's your name?
I'm OBK.
Your name is OBK.
Yes.
Hey, what's the full?
Obachem for one.
Obachem for one.
Yes, one. Yes.
So you are OBK one.
OBK one. Okay. So I want to tell the whole world that what men can do, women can do better if given the opportunity.
What should we expect in the nationals?
There will be co-dominance. No school be a recessive gene. Co-dominance will be witnessed over there. Give it to us.
OBK1, you are fired.
OBK1, yes. Obachem for a Japama and Cancer 1. If you see my girl, Newscaster 1.
Okay. Well, that is how to win a contest. Congratulations, girls.
We pledge our devotion, our love, our faith and loyalty to reflect the motto, educate a woman for God, and you educate a whole nation for God.
Congratulations, Sogasco. Qualified with one of the highest points that we've seen in this region and in other regions as well. 48 points. That's quite impressive from the guys from Sogakope Secondary School. Now tell me, how excited are you? The two of you, the contestants, you were on fire, man. Tell me, what was it like?
It was actually, at the start, it was actually exciting, but getting to the speed race, we're coming up with some small mistakes. That's when our scores to just drastically decrease. Okay. And so now what we have to say now is we'll go back and prepare and then work on our mistakes, because the thing that affected our scores most is the speed race, which is just small blemishes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what should we expect in the championship that will happen on Thursday and on Friday?
I just expect the very best.
Come again.
Let's.
Oh, you've got to love that girl. with a lot of vim over there. We'll see how it all boils down when they come here to Accra for the very finals. But you're still watching Joy News today. We're going to take a very quick break. We'll bring you business with Daryl Kwao.
Hi, welcome to Business. My name is Daryl Kwao. Honey has a lot of economic and health values, making it very lucrative agribusiness in many places around the world. Beekeeping and honey business are potential job creation ventures in Ghana. To promote safe honey for human consumption, the Forestry Institute of Ghana of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research has organized a honey festival for beekeepers in the country. The initiative is expected to enhance honey production here in Ghana and make it lucrative, as well as attract investors for expected growth. There's more in this report by Anita Sewajuga.
Honey consumption has been increasing all over the world, but the safety of honey is not assessed and monitored regularly. Honey is being adulterated in more sophisticated ways that are more difficult to detect in simple methods. The festival is therefore meant to improve the safety of honey. Dr. Courage Besa Adanu is research scientist and coordinator of the Ghana National Apiculture Platform.
We want to organize the sector because of the nature of honey and then also the bees themselves, so that we can have an organized way of focusing on the role they play in nature and for human sustenance, that adulteration is real. From India to the US to Europe and to Africa and yours truly Ghana, it's a problem. So I try to demonstrate that with your senses you cannot figure out if honey is pure or not unless the reputation of the source is genuine.
Ghana has the best climatic conditions suitable for beekeeping and honey production. Yet, the country imports honey. Demand for honey is high, but Ghana is unable to meet demands.
As at now, as a country, we can't even meet our demand. The first thing is we don't even know our demand. And we import a lot of honey now from Dubai, China, and things like that. And this is creating problem already. Meanwhile, all the vegetation zones in the country is ripe for honey production. And so you need very little investment to go into it. Many people, you train them and they think as soon as they place their boxes there, they start harvesting. No, a little patience, then you'll be in business. But then if we don't correct the anomalies along the value chain, if you dip into it a lot of money, you will still struggle. That is why we are trying to mobilize.
Some beekeepers are, however, adding value to honey to meet consumer demand.
We have hair cream. This is the hair cream. It's used for the hair. It's helping hair growth. And it's made with aloe vera, propolis, and bee wax, and honey itself.
So I have stingless bee propolis here from Business Ghana Limited. And actually, this is an antibiotic, a natural antibiotic from bees. And this is from bees which do not sting, stingless bees. Actually, the propolis is in its raw form, it's a solid. And this has been extracted with alcohol to get a solution.
Experts say beekeeping and the honey industry are potential avenues for employment creation in Ghana. Anita Sewajuga reporting.
In other news, some bankers are appealing to the Bank of Ghana to accelerate work on its fit and proper test for directors and key managers of various banks. According to the chief executive of FBN Bank, Victoria Asante, the process, which is laudable in ensuring the right people are appointed to work in the banking sector, must be fast-tracked to ensure timely replacements are done.
A lot of discussion around this. So it's only natural that post such a thing, there will be a lot of regulation, and that has happened. And we can't fault Central Bank for wanting to regulate or wanting to do even more than. And they've introduced quite a number of things like the governance framework that we discussed, the fit and proper test, and the capital requirement directive and all of that. All these things are done to tighten regulation. Now that is fine. Now the problem we have with the fit and proper test is the fact that it means that you can't make any senior appointment, any board appointment without a thorough overview from Central Bank, and they have their own processes, which is fine. Some of the processes include integrity tests and even searching on everything, including what you've done, even police, criminal records, everything, which is fine. The issue that has come to the fore is the amount of time it takes for that to happen. So, for example, if my treasurer resigns today, I have 1 month notice. And indeed, for a treasurer to resign, you probably don't keep him for a month. You have to take him out in a week or two because you can't let somebody who's going to competition stay in your treasury room. So there's an imperative for me to quickly replace such a person. So when I identify somebody probably in a month, I expect that Central Bank will also move in a month or two to get closeness. But sometimes you are taking 3, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe 6. And there's a reverse risk there because if you don't have a competent person manning your treasury, what you have is that you probably have genius manning it. And the very risk that you want to prevent from making sure you are getting the right person may manifest itself in the fact that you may not have the most qualified people running it, which is also a risk to you. So all we are saying is that in some instances, we need the regulator to move faster. We are very happy with the regime, and I think we are working together lately, and a lot of things are working well. Hopefully, that will result in a lot of consumer confidence in the banking system, which we are having to work on after the reforms.
There's more business news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business, but do stay tuned. At the top of the hour, we'll bring you the marketplace. Meantime, sports up next.